Hello, hello, everybody. How are y'all doing today? I'm so sleepy. I'm actually exhausted. So I have been pet sitting for the last 5 days. And oh man, it is exhausting. These two dogs, very, very lovable labs. Absolutely lovable, but exhausting. Let's see what my chat scene is. Let's go over here to chat real quick. Actually, I probably could just go ahead and do the live stream. Whoops, that's not what I meant to do. Turn my volume up as I like to do sometimes. Sometimes I like to have volume. Done. Done. Surprised Weirlig didn't box me in somewhere. I know he's on. He's over there. He's right there. Oh my goodness. Okay. So first things first. Let's have a little chat. Let's have some chats here in front of my beautiful little greenhouse, which I am still filling up the bottles for the honey farm. So pardon all the scaffolding that's on the inside. We'll actually keep doing that. We'll do that. So 2 days ago now, if you guys have been in my Discord for at least 8 months, you would have seen that 8 months ago, I posted a video from somebody named Kian saying that he was suing Mojang. And 2 days ago, we got an update to that video. So TLDR, if you have not seen either one of those videos, I would definitely suggest that you go watch those videos, because I cannot give you all the specifics of everything that he's going through, list all the examples of everything that he has done as far as research, as far as laws go where he lives, which is not in the US, because those laws do not apply to US citizens, etc, etc, etc. So I would suggest, highly suggest, that you go and watch those 2 videos. But the basics of why he is suing Mojang. Why he is suing Mojang is he is a game developer and he makes mods. Or more specifically, he's a mod developer for Minecraft, which we know and love. We use mods. We have a modded server, in fact. So yes, we are aware of mods and love the mod developers for their, unsung heroes, because a lot of mod developers don't actually get paid for their mods. They spend their own money, their own time, making all these mods and plugins and shader packs and etc, and don't see a dime. Hi. Thank you for that. I guess I needed to be cooled off. So yeah, he did develop a game mode to be used on a server. He spent, I believe he said 2 years on it. Had people that were, I guess, crowdfunding him. I don't know if for sure that he was crowdfunded, but I assume that he was getting maybe something to kind of help offset his own personal costs for this game mode that he was creating. And then Minecraft basically, or Mojang, sends him a cease and desist that he can no longer do this because this particular game mode contains guns, which is against their terms of service, their end user license agreement, the EULA. We'll just call it EULA from now on because that's what it is. However, nowhere in the EULA or anywhere that he could actually access actually said that guns were specifically banned. In addition, gambling was also on that list. Loot crates and keys for money, etc. Those things are also specifically prohibited. However, he does list several servers that were unaffected by this, mainly Hypixel. I think we all know Hypixel. that there were servers that were still allowed to participate with having gun and gun-like, firearm-like mods, and also gambling, loot crates, etc. So he was upset because nowhere in the terms does that apply. It's not explicitly written. It's just Mojang telling him he's not allowed to have it, yet there are some things that are allowed, which they did not cease and desist those other ones. So anyway, that's basically the beginning video. The second video is that he did crowdfund. He did start a GoFundMe after releasing that first video, and they raised over $150,000. A very, very short amount of time, mind you, a very short amount of time. I have been breeding the bees, the buzz. I have been breeding the buzz, although some of them are very stupid and all they want to do is be over here where there is no flowers whatsoever. I don't get it, but we are getting some honey and some honey bottles. Good amount here. Let's see what our honeycomb situation looks like. That's actually out in the back. So his second video was saying, hey, we raised money and now we're going to court. He has a lawyer. Oh, hello. We have a lot of honeycomb. Sweet. He has a lawyer. He has representation. And they will be going to court and going after Minecraft for, you know, apparently breaching contract and going over the consumer protection laws that are in place for his country, which is Sweden, by the way, or at least the European Union. So, like I said, I would highly suggest that you go and watch these videos because I cannot do justice to, you know, summarize this stuff before formulating your own opinion on, you know, somebody who wants to sue Mojang. I don't think that he is suing Mojang for the malicious intent of, I'm going to sue a big company because I can. Because one person going against a company is horrific, as I found out when, you know, I tried to go against Sherwin-Williams in my workman's comp suit. I lost big time. I lost 2 years of pay and I got nothing. I got no reimbursement whatsoever. Didn't even get enough to cover my medical bills. So I know firsthand what he is going through. One man against a large corporation with, you know, millions of dollars because Microsoft. If anybody knows, Microsoft. Now, I'm not saying that Microsoft is going to be 100% involved just because Microsoft did, you know, buy shares in their company and everything, because Mojang still is its own entity and it is its own entity in its country. So it's not like this is just he's going up against Microsoft. Microsoft may or may not have any influence over this lawsuit. I am not going to say whether they will or not because I'm not involved. How would I know? Oh yeah, by the way, I have made this new section here. I have flattened out this section. I built a wall. Yay, built a wall. No, I built another retaining wall here. Yes, it's getting really close to the creeking farm, but new retaining wall. So that we're starting to get close to actual leveled out and I won't have to have a retaining wall anymore. But anyway, so back to it. So in the second video, he did explain the main points that they are focusing on for this lawsuit. The lack of notification of change of the EULA. Absolutely no notification, according to him. There was no notification to anybody at any point in their change of service. They just change it arbitrarily, which apparently is illegal in their country, that you can't do that. You have to have some form of notification to the consumer that, hey, our policies are changing, our EULA is changing. And a couple of other things that are going on. Now, having watched this video several times and kind of gleaned a good bit of information from it, here is going to be my opinion on it. I like Mojang overall as a company. I love Minecraft, obviously. Well, I'm not even gonna say if. This class action lawsuit, because it is now a class action lawsuit, this class action lawsuit, in my opinion, will not affect Mojang in probably any way. I don't think that it will have enough of an impact to change the company, change the morals, the ideals, the development of any games from here on out. I don't think it will have any impact. This class action lawsuit will not have any impact in the future of Mojang. I do like Mojang as a company, I guess. You know, I'm not necessarily up on their policies and their foreign trade relations, and you know, we don't get very political on everything in the stream. But you know, generally, I like Minecraft. When I watch Minecraft Live, which is now no longer Minecraft Live, but when I watch these things, you know, in general, I like it. I like the direction that Minecraft is going, and so I'm basing my opinion on Mojang as far as what Minecraft is. So I think, you know, overall they're a good company. If what Kian is saying that they're doing as far as violating consumer protection laws and arbitrarily changing their EULA and TOS to whatever they want, whenever they want, if this is correct, this is not right. This should not be happening. And I believe he has a good leg to stand on in that regard. I also believe that, yeah, he should sue Mojang. This isn't that just one day he decided to sue them. This has been after, I think it's been a year of him and other people in a similar boat trying to resolve this through mediation, trying to actually contact Mojang, and Mojang has simply just ignored them. And said that they were no longer going to talk to them about this particular situation. So this isn't just one day he woke up and said, oh, I'm going to sue Mojang. No, he actually did try. He did actually try contacting them, mediation, which is the legal term for, hey, let's settle this out of court. This has been attempted and this has failed. So now it's a class action lawsuit. So I'm kind of hoping, you know, that Mojang will listen up. As far as will it hurt Mojang? Again, this is why I'm saying I don't think this will really affect them really whatsoever, because if he achieves his goal of Mojang being required to notify their consumers when they change the EULA, I mean, seriously, is that like a monetary thing? Do you think that costs them any money? I'm sure it costs them some money to send out an email. I mean, literally to send out an email saying, hey, we've changed our terms of service. I mean, seriously, that's not very detrimental to the company. I think that's a good idea. That's not going to cost them, you know, hardly anything. That's a drop in the hat. So what he is wanting is not money. He just wants them to abide by their own terms of service, to follow their own terms of service that they set. That's all he wants. So I support him in this regard. I meant to actually have a link to both of these videos and, you know, potentially even a link to that GoFundMe, because he is still collecting money for legal fees. And if anybody did want to possibly support him, I would have had a link, because I do support him. Like I said, this isn't malicious. What he is doing is not malicious. This isn't him going after a company and he's going to bring them down. No, he just wants them to comply with their own rules that they set. And I agree with him. I do totally agree with him. And again, if a court finds them in violation of their own policies that they have been doing this, then I agree they should change. As with any company, they should change that. They should follow their own policies. So anyway, 23 minutes of a rant. It's not really 23 minutes of a rant, but discussion, a little discussion there. I support this guy. I do support this guy in just about everything that I think he said. The only thing that I don't think that he's going to win has to do with the 2014 to 2020 Minecraft or Microsoft migration, the account migration that happened started in 2014 and then came to a head in 2020 when everybody had to migrate their Minecraft accounts from Mojang login to a Microsoft login. Apparently there were a lot of people that were affected by this that were locked out of their accounts because they did not migrate their accounts. They didn't receive a notification that they needed to migrate their accounts and that they weren't actually given a choice. And this can be construed a couple of different ways, as a lot of games and game companies do from time to time change how you access the game. So I'm not going to sit here and argue that point. I already had a Microsoft account, so me migrating my Mojang account to a Microsoft account did not affect me at all because I already had a Microsoft account. You know, I played Xbox, so I already had a Microsoft account. That's how it worked. It did not affect me. I did not get locked out of my account. I did not, you know, no longer have access to play Minecraft. It did not affect me whatsoever. But apparently it did affect a lot of other people who did not already have a Microsoft account, did not want to have a Microsoft account for whatever reason, mainly privacy breaches, which Microsoft does have a lot of those. And they truly do have a lot of privacy breaches. I remember several major breaches. In fact, I was affected by at least 2 of those. In the past, I think 4 years, I've been affected by 2 of the privacy breaches that Microsoft has had, where passwords were linked, personally indemnifiable information was linked. Yeah, I was personally affected by those. So I can understand that people, maybe some people didn't exactly want to have a Microsoft account because all of their information would have been subject to Microsoft, which is true. So what I'm saying is he is wanting to go after Mojang and reinstate all of the accounts that were quote unquote banned or locked out of their accounts because they did not migrate to a Microsoft account. I don't really think he's gonna get anywhere with that, to be completely honest. I don't think he'll win that scenario. I kind of think that may be just a drop in the water and it's not really gonna work. That's my personal opinion. Again, there is no legal documentation behind my opinion on that. I just don't think he's gonna get that because that does involve Microsoft. And I don't think he's gonna get what he's going after there, that all the accounts are gonna be reinstated. That would actually cost the company quite a bit of money. That is one of the things that would truly cost Mojang actual money. They would have to give back all of those accounts and access to all those accounts. That would cost quite a bit of money, the reinstatement of that. So I don't think that he will win that one, but I do think he has valid points and could win the other arguments that he's going after. With the terms of service, the updating, you know, not having arbitrary changes without notification. It's kind of like taxation without representation, you know? The US went to war over that. It's basically what he's talking about, although not the same thing because they're not being taxed. But he's just asking that they notify people when they change the terms of service. And I'm assuming he also wants, you know, some form of restrictions or guidelines to be posted, especially when it involves the guns and the gambling mods, because he is personally affected by the gun and firearm mod restriction, because that was his whole development platform, was that he was making a game mode that had previously existed in Minecraft already. And that's also laid out in that first video about how hypocritical Mojang is with their restrictions on guns and firearms and explosives, because we already have that in the game. We have, you know, an explosive crossbow. We have a crossbow that shoots explosive rockets, which is a firearm, basically, or at least an explosive. We have gunpowder, we have TNT, we have weapons in the game, we have swords, we have bows, etc., etc. So he wants Mojang just to be held accountable and not be arbitrary with their rules. They say that they don't want firearms and explosives and guns and gun-like weapons, yet we have that already in the game. So Anyway, if you are interested in watching either one of those videos, I do have them linked in my Discord, and my Discord link is down below. Otherwise, you can just YouTube, Google search, we're suing Minecraft. Or I'm suing Minecraft, not Minecraft, Mojang. It doesn't say Minecraft specifically. It is Mojang. He's going after the company, not the game. So, now that that is done, unless, you know, somebody happens to have some questions or want to talk about that. I know that was kind of a heavy topic. I normally don't get that heavy in stream. Every once in a while I do. I think the last time I got that heavy was probably when I was, oh, I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. I knew the hydrate was coming. After that, oh, look, it's raining. So if I just stand here with my mouth open, does that count as hydrating? I'm drinking, hold on. I've got water. All right. My hand's all wet. So, yeah. I'm out of dirt. I'm out of dirt. Woohoo! Look at this. So, I did a little drawing of some of the things that I'm going to be doing today. I'm not really running out of dirt, or stone for that matter. But I have been double layering everything. And I'll kind of give you guys, it's raining, it's pouring. You're not really going to be able to see much, but I'll kind of give you the somewhat aerial view without flying around with a rocket, because I've only got 3 rockets. But anyway, so here is the new area that I've installed, excuse me, not instigated. I've installed this new area. So this is a much wider area than what this is up here. This is a very small, very thin area. Even though it widens up at this point, it's not wide for very long. This one is much wider. So I'm hoping that I may be able to squeeze in some shops on both sides, just something small. And then I definitely wanted to have a step up here because we are starting to get into some hilly and mountainous regions over here. So I definitely wanted a little bit of a step up, if not having another one somewhere. I probably actually should have had another one somewhere around here, another little step up. Oh, we're cleaning up the netherworld. So we'll have some of this, you know, just be a little bit higher up than the rest. I didn't just want to have everything flat everywhere. This is a mountainous, hilly region. We got to have some hills. Well, we definitely do. So I might come in here, I might remove some of this and maybe have another little thingy there to go up one. So we'll just, I'll stop doing this for right now because I've definitely gotten as far as I wanted to. I definitely wanted to get to this first area. I've definitely gotten all of that. Now, the other thing that I want to tackle has to do with this area over here and this area over here. So let's go over there. Maybe I can get it to stop raining. I also have a little drawing that I painted all over. I'll let y'all see my little computer drawing. Oh, this was done with a mouse, not with a pen. So just bear with it once I show it to you. Anyway. We gotta get up here. Maybe actually right about here probably is gonna be a good plan. Okay, let's do this. Let's see how high I can go up here. Should have just landed on the roof there and then gone up. This may be enough though. Oh yeah, this is good. This is practically how I did the screenshot anyway. So we have this lovely area here that looks kind of empty, has some villager houses that are still there that will be torn down. We've got this empty space here, this wall here, not a lot going on. There's this weird jutting out of a cliff here. So what I'm planning on doing is I want to add a water feature into this. I want to add some type, I want to add a little river or just a stream. I want to add a mountain stream coming out somewhere around here and then going down this way. Give me a moment and I will pull up this this thingy that I drew. I screenshotted and then drew all over. Give me just a moment. Got to see. It's actually used to be easy. I used to be able to do a side by side. Let's see. I have a picture. And let's just add a source here. Media file. No. Display capture. No. Screen capture. No. Media. Image. There we go. Add an image. Yeah, image. New source. Drawing. Browse. Oh, I should probably save this. Hit save as copy, or did I hit just save as? I don't even remember now. All right, browse. Desktop. Open. There we go. Done. Okay, there we go. big picture here. Okay, so now that you guys can kind of see this picture that we're looking at, I don't think you can really see anything else, but you guys can see this, right? Just wanting to know. So in this screenshot, which is obviously not in the rain, we've got that little mountainy jut out region. I'm gonna completely do away with that. I don't want anything to do with that. Let me just make sure this is actually going through. Yeah, it's going through. Yeah, you can see that. Okay. So got a big old red circle and an X over this area, the mountain region that is jutting out. That's going to be removed. I'm completely removing that. There was no brown in my little color palette of options that I had to choose from when I did this photo editor. So I used orange for dirt pathways and everything. So that's going to be just basically leveled out with the same thing that's, you know, already going through. The blue represents water, obviously. So you can see the little stream that starts from the mountain and then comes down and goes all the way to where the villager house currently is. The villager house is marked out in red because that's going to be destroyed. And then I drew over it with a big pool of water. I also am thinking about making a fork in the river to where I have a water feature next to the greenhouse, which, you know, looks kind of nice. I think it'll look nice anyway. It'll be a very small water feature, but it at least puts something there. The grayish balls are going to be rock features. I'm gonna put up some rock features to make curves into the river. Because obviously as of right now, and I'm gonna stop that right there. So as of right now, this is very flat. If I were to put water here, it would just flow straight down. There would be absolutely no curves, no bends. It would flow straight down. And I don't want it to flow straight. I'm gonna have some rocks here. I'm gonna have some rocks here. I'm gonna have some rocks here. I'm gonna make it look like it's curving and that the rocks are making the river bend, or the stream. It's just gonna be a stream. I'm gonna make the stream bend around and make it drop out here. Like I said, this is gonna be gone. So this entire rock face feature, that's gonna be gone. This will potentially be a pond. I will obviously make this. Oh yeah, I didn't show that in the drawing either. There was a little purple house and the extension of the hill coming out here, which I've already started. I'm gonna just kind of level that out into a little hill. And there may be a little house right there. May or may not be. I don't know for sure. It just depends on how big I make the actual pond here. I may have a house here. I think it would look cute. So that's kind of what I'm wanting to do for stream today. I want to cut out the river, the stream. I keep calling it a river. I want to cut out the stream. I want to make some boulders, which actually I don't think I'm going to do the boulders today. I want to do this hill here. I want to complete this hill. I want to remove this house. I want to remove that house, and I want to remove that hill section. Don't mind the little birdies. Mala, oh, there's a piglin there. Mala went and got me a bunch of little birdies. He also got me a bunch of cats, the ocelots that are down there, and he got me pandas. Yay! Pandas. So anyway, that's kind of the theme for today. So first things first, we're gonna tear down those two houses, and hopefully there's no villagers inside of them because there used to be. I am hoping there are none anymore. I do believe that Mala delivered those villagers to Minty. We're like, I haven't come and seen you in a while. You think I can get there in 3 rockets? Maybe. I maybe can. It'd be stretching it if I did. 1. Let's make a little dip. Gonna fly over Minty's base here. Oh, Minty's got a cute little section. I love this. Oh, and he's got a villager up in a tree. Oh, I see Weirlig's wall. How many more times have you vein minered that? Hi. It took 2 rockets to get here. This is nice. You got a nice flat area. I chose to be not flat. I chose to be hilly. Yeah, this looks good. We got a whole village here. This was a big village, wasn't it? Pretty big village. Is this your armadillo farm? Yeah, sorry, I don't have any spider eyes. Oh, ooh, I got Scoot. Okay, Scoot. They're adorable when they bark. I love it when they bark. There's your Scoot. I'll say I'm coming over here stealing stuff. Oh, and you got sugarcane. See, we don't have a lot of sugarcane. I got Mala. He built a sugarcane farm recently. Yeah, this is looking good. A little potato. Oh no, your farmer. Your farmer's having some swimming problems. Sorry, I did just kind of surprise you. Just hi, I'm coming to see you. What you got? You don't even need wings, you fly. I don't need the wings. We have a lot of wings. We truly do have several wings. I don't want to deprive you of anything. Have a glass block in my inventory. Now really, we have a lot of wings. Oh gosh, even more. I might distribute the wealth. I think, I don't think Minty has fly, does he? Does Minty have fly? I don't think he does. I may give him some wings. All right. I gotta go back to base. Don't move. Okay. I don't have any room. I have no room. Yeah, we may try to give Minty some wings because I don't think he's got fly. I'm gonna put these up in the chest where all the other wings are. What happened to our door? Our door is gone. I could have sworn that I put that to where they don't break it, but I may not have. All right, we got some more wings. Okay, there we go. We're like, you see our collection. If you want any of those wings, you know, come back and grab them. I really didn't need that many. Okay. Time to tear down a house. We're gonna tear down a house. We're gonna tear down that one and then that one. Oh, but first we're gonna fall into a hole that I definitely need to fix. Whoops. All right, now this one has a lightning rod on top because I think I was definitely trying to prevent some lightning strikes, but I can move that rod now. Oh, and I also need to get my beacon working again. I had to cover the beacon for the screenshot because the actual beam was going through the screenshot, so I covered up the beacon. Oops. All right, back to it. See how that would have been really annoying in the screenshot? GG. It appears there is no longer a villager here, but potentially an Enderman was. I have a lot of oak stairs from tearing down these villager houses. I'm also thinking that today's stream may not quite be 2 hours long. Wasn't quite feeling the best before stream started. A little tired, so you might want to sleep. I guess I'll just sleep here. There's a bed. There's a bed. I'll sleep. So, weirdly, now that we have, you know, bombed your base. We photobombed your base on stream. I hope you're okay with that because I didn't ask. But you're all the time over here and you don't ask. I'm kidding. You are welcome at any time. What are your plans for your base? Are you going to expand past the walls that you've built in? Are those walls just a temporary, this is where I want to wall off now and then later off I'm going to expand? What are your goals for your base? I guess. Y'all know mine. I'm a diorite city. I'm going to be a big diorite city. And birch. All right, there's one house done. Completely flat, and I guess I'll just unload the materials since we're kind of here. Oak. We've got some oak wood, and we'll put the rest of the stairs and everything else up there. Wait, I have a chest out here somewhere that kind of has miscellaneous stone stuff. There it is. I may have also packed it with my wall building stuff as well. All right, let's go tear down the other house. Whee! Can I make it this time? Whoop! I made it. All right, the wall is just to protect the villagers. I was going to do a dark village with deep slate and black stone as the main building blocks and copper for the roofs with free roaming villagers. Fun! I like free roaming villagers. I do it all the time, which is why I constantly have an influx of different villagers. Yours may work better than mine. I definitely need to do something about some of the holes that are around here because I still have zombies, you know, running at me from all different directions. There are still some major holes around here. All right, villager house number 2 does not have a villager, so goody goody. Oops. Deal with that real quick. Ta-da! Oh, we also had a copper rod on this one too. Like I said, there were villagers in here, which is probably why I had the rods above their houses, because I didn't want them to get turned into witches. Got some funky stuff going on here because it's in a cliff. Well, if you need any deep dark materials, I know we have an ancient city below us. I still haven't obviously really, it's been raided, like we did go and raid it, but it's not been completely cleared out. There's still a bunch of stuff that's there. We just raided it for the good stuff, you know. We got the good stuff out. But if you need any materials, I'm not exactly interested in preserving an ancient city or reconstructing one. Not quite my vibe this time around, or really, I guess any time around. I haven't really been interested in recreating one. Kind of did it in season 4 of Avotopia, but I'm not interested in doing it again. All right, let's put this stuff back up here where it goes. Goes there. And then we gotta clear out that weird bump, which will be fun. Actually, need to get back in there. Excuse me. All right, should be about time that we have smelted more glass. Oops, didn't mean to do that. That one, and we need to borrow some coal. Haven't made a super smelter yet. Super smelter is on my list. There are so many things that are on my list that we just need now. We need a super smelter. We need all these shops for my villagers to actually live in. We need pathways. We need this, we need that. We need, you know, paper, and we need gunpowder, and we need all this stuff. So there's just so much going on. All right, we'll make some bottles. So obviously where, like, you see that this is the greenhouse, the apiary, and this is where the bees are making honey. And can y'all just go? There's no flowers here. Why are you obsessed? You are obsessed with the redstone area. Go away. I need this area, and I need y'all to not be in it constantly. All right. So Weir Lake honey bottle collection is just literally right in front of the hives. If you want honey bottles, you know, there they are. I would ask for the honey bottles, if you would either provide me with some sand that I can make into glass, or provide more glass bottles if you do take the honey bottles. And honeycomb is going to be behind the actual hives over here, and I've got this whole situation set up. I'm not automatically crafting it into a honeycomb block, because once it's a honeycomb block, you cannot craft it into individual honeycomb, which I need honeycomb for all of the copper, and I'm sure you will too. So I'm not auto crafting a honeycomb block. I'm gonna leave it as honeycomb, but feel free to come by here and grab whatever honeycomb you need. Check on the shears. If you want to give me some shears every now and then, just put shears in the dispensers, you know. And then, like I said, I've put you on the list that you are able to use this, because this is going to be for 4 people, which is why I have more bees than what we're actually allowed. I don't even really know how many bees I have yet. I truly only started with about 10 bees, I think, and I've just kind of been breeding them. So if I come back here at night and see that there's a bunch of bees that are out, that means I've hit the limit. There are, there are 11 hives. So if I have 3 bees per hive at 11 hives, that would give me 33 bees, which divided between 4 people is still lower than our mob limit, which is, you know, good. You're welcome. Like I said, I'm trying to share farms so that we can maybe potentially go over mob limit if just one person has a farm, you know? Like, I have a honey farm for 4 people, which means we can exceed the mob limit because we're providing it for 4 people. And that way you won't have to build a honey farm, and Minty won't have to build a honey farm, and Mallow won't have to build a honey farm. It just saves a lot. There's lots saving here. Okay, this is a cute little area. So this I don't think was high enough. Where did I want? I actually kind of did want it here. Maybe coming out right there. I think that's potentially where I want to start. I don't have a bed way up here. Is this actually where I wanted to start though? Let's just take a little sneaky peeky look here. Yeah, this is where I wanted to start. I'll start the stream probably right in here. So I'll be digging some of this out. Somebody sleep. I do have a bed on me, I guess. Nobody sleeps anymore. Also, when is Avo coming back? It's hard holding up this 9 o'clock stream time for him, you know? It's a huge weight to do it all by myself. Even though I actually start at 8 p.m. UK time. All right, so this will be where I actually have the stream. I do not have any building blocks to mark that out, but even if I did, they would get snowed on up here, so it really doesn't matter. I do need to dig out where I want the actual river to go. So if we're coming here, I'm gonna build this up a little bit so it flows down, and then it's gonna go, I'll leave it going over here. Probably go this way. I do want it to come here, like flow down here, hit a rock or a rock path here. So I guess we'll chew this one out right there. Okay, it's gonna hit the rocks right about here. There will be some rocky pattern this way, so it blocks that off. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. So it's gonna hit the rock here. It's gonna bounce off, start going maybe in this direction. Yeah, it's gonna start just going in this direction. I want it towards this center area here. It's gonna go to this center area. And then fall. Are we falling in the right place? Fall here, pretty much. Let me look up and just give a check real quick. Okay. Oh yeah, so we start over there. We're gonna curve around a little bit, go down. We're continuing to curve around, and then we made it here where the pool is going to be kind of encircled in this area. So yeah, that's actually good. I will need to build up the sides a little bit, just to make sure that the water does not overflow over the sides. And yeah, that's pretty much right there. Like that. I did kind of want it to go here, but I think that's way too much of a steep curve to go there. So this actually works out pretty nice. We might just put a little rock feature here. Or I could try to do it. I don't know. We'll see what I can do. Let's go back up the hill. See if it's viable to do that. Because I did truly want it to go a little bit further. Okay, so maybe we start doing this number. All right, that would then open this up. Can I mine that block, please? There we go. That opens that up. But now I need to put some blocks back up here if we're gonna change that path. I don't want it to open up too terribly wide. So we're gonna put a block, let's see, probably here. We're gonna put these back up here. Going this way. Put that there. Maybe dump that out there. Put that one there. That one there. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, okay, that works. We'll need to clean that curve up a little bit, but like I said, there's gonna need to be some rocks here to make it look believable that the water changed direction by hitting the rock here and then going this way. So I'm just, like I said, I'm just kind of making out the crevice. Yeah, that definitely goes much better. I could potentially make this into a waterfall, although I've never really made a waterfall in Minecraft. I also did think, just temporarily, I thought about making a B-dubs waterfall. And if you guys don't know what a B-dubs waterfall is, y'all need to go look at his waterfall. There's no water involved, which is really cool. I may end up trying to do that. It's gonna be a little difficult and I'm gonna need a lot more glass. Definitely gonna need a lot more glass. But I've never quite liked the way that water looks in Minecraft when it's dropping straight down. I think it looks very flat. So I don't know if I'll have a waterfall or not. And when I say waterfall, I mean from here to here, just going straight down, basically, or almost straight down. If I don't do a real stream with actual water, if I do this all with glass, I can make it look like whatever I want, which would be so cool. It would be very cool. Okay, I also think that I needed to make some more torches at some point. I was coming over here. Yeah, we're lighting this up at the moment. But I was just continuing to make this little thingy over here. What do you think that's gonna be enough? I think that should be enough room. All right, well, cover that up. Looks good, I think. Take a little look at it. For all intents and purposes, it looks good. Maybe add another soil to the end there. Maybe back off on that top part too. Okay, so we add one here. Take one, maybe take two off there. Let's put that there. Okay, so now this hill is done. Do I have a water bucket on me? I do. Hey, if you need to clear an area of grass and flowers and all sorts of stuff very quickly, just dump a water bottle on top of it. Or a water bucket. Here we go. Done. And there we go. So we have our area for the actual pond in here, which I think will look great. Now, I need to tackle this gigantic nose looking thing. And I guess I'll clear my inventory out. Let's go put some flowers in here. Maybe breed the bees again. We'll breed them. I want to start coming to the door. All right, that's enough. That's enough, y'all. I do still have to trim some of these glowberries back. I'll do that later. I think I broke my only pair of actual shears that I was using. All right, we have a ton of this, of the pink petals. I will be putting back the pink petals. I will also be making a custom birch tree. Not birch. I already have custom birch trees. I will be making a custom cherry tree and be refilling all of the cherry trees that I've chopped down, which has been quite a lot up here as I've been clearing out land. So I'll be redoing that at some point. I don't know exactly when I will be doing that though. Okay, we're gonna put some lightning rods there. And then tackling that monstrosity. After maybe we sleep, somebody sleeps, I sleep, somebody sleeps, somebody other than me, maybe. That's probably not. They're so cute. Oh, the other thing that I have is all of my leaf storage is in here, which is not actually very much right now. But leaf storage is up here as well. We have one additional leaf storage, which there's only, I think there's 10 I thought there were only 9, but I was missing the acacia. So I think there's actually 10 leaf types, not including the nether trees because I don't count those as leaves. And then I've got all of the flowers as well, in addition up here. Flowers and greenery and all of that stuff. Flowers are here. Their counterparts are up above, all except for eye blossoms, which I was not aware that eye blossoms hurt bees. I knew that wither roses did. Was not aware that eye blossoms hurt bees. I put an eye blossom down and the bee kept going over to it and getting hurt. And I was like, oh no. So, lesson learned, don't put eye blossoms around bees. They'll die. Ow. I'm a professional. I am professional. Hey, look, a cave. We've already lit this one up. Should be able to work in peace. All right, so here is what I'm tearing down. It's this entire section here because this is where the house was, or that's where that house was. I'm gonna keep it level around here. So basically all of this needs to go. So I'm gonna decide where I want to actually put the divide, which will probably be somewhere where the dirt path is. So I'm guessing right about here. Do it by, yeah, probably about there. So basically everything from here on out. Yeah, we'll cut that about here, I guess. If I don't like what I've taken away, I can always put it back. Beacons are amazing. Oh, if you don't know what that is with the coal and the iron, that is vein miner, and that is currently provided by the server. That is not me cheating or anything. Honestly, I've never even downloaded vein miner personally or even on my own SMP. All right, I need to clean this up a little bit. I'm gonna leave some jaggedness here. In fact, I may even want to rebuild some of that snow that is missing here. I hear a wandering trader. Or am I just hearing stuff? I might just be hearing stuff. I do that kind of often. I went slightly deaf listening to these dogs. These recent dogs were Labrador retrievers, and also I think one of them was mixed with Weimaraner, or was a Weimaraner. The owner said that they were labs, that they were both Labrador retrievers, but I'm pretty sure one was of a Weimaraner. Or at least mixed with one, because he looked like a Weimaraner up and down. Had that square jaw, had the yellow eyes, had that silvery gray ash coat. Looked just like a Weimaraner. Anyway, he was a puppy, and he had that shrill puppy bark, that loud puppy bark, more like a whelp. I see you. I haven't gone AFK yet. Did you grab me some armor? But you were trying to build me in a box. I'm like, I'm active. Don't put me in a box. Weirdly, did you need any snow blocks while I'm up here? I have some. Although we're probably gonna be making a, oh hey, there's a zombie over there. And he's dead. And now my inventory's full. Thanks, Weirlig. I'm kidding. All right, we'll do that. All right, I got to kind of start feathering this out, although it's kind of a cliff underneath me. So I might drop this kind of sharp. Actually, yeah, I am gonna drop this kind of sharp. I'm gonna start dropping it here, and I'm gonna mine straight down. All right. Oh, this is kind of annoying where the stone is being mixed in with dirt. It's a little annoying. Did I not just say you were annoying? Dirt being annoying. sleeping in a bed. Now we have a lot more dirt and stone to place to level out, even though I wasn't getting low on either one of them. I did use all my grass blocks. Like everything that was silk touch that was grass blocks, I've used all of that, but not dirt yet. Still have a bunch of dirt. But you know what? More dirt, always good. We'll always take more dirt. We're like, do you happen to need any stone? Because I am absolutely swimming in stone. I mean, truly, I am swimming in it. If you need stone, I will give it to you. Just come by and grab some of this stone. So much. I have too much. I gotta empty my inventory. I filled up my vault. Let's put some of the dirt over here. Dirt and grass, which was actually just the 2 of those. Not at the moment. You don't need any stone. Are you sure? You sure about that? I need to be selling it to the stonemasons. I need to make a bunch of stonemasons. Kinda made some stonemasons and some butchers and haven't really been working with them recently. I've been ignoring them. I'm trying to build their houses. Also, glass. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Making the bottles. Don't need that. Wait, did I have more stone on me? No, I had coal and iron ore. Well, you know, just if you do need some. I have plenty. I also got to work on this path going up here and then that path going over there. Actually, one of the main reasons that I was working on getting this done is because I wanted to start working on that path between myself and Minty's base. Because that path has been kind of... Y'all! Go away! Gotta get them away from it. Jeez. Don't fly back to it immediately. All right, that one's completely full. That's nice. Leave that extra there. Put my snow here. Knock down the cactus, start it over. KGS, hey babe, how are you doing? You gonna lurk? You have glossing to do. Okay. Haven't seen you in a little while. Welcome to Avotopia. This is Avotopia. All right, let's get back to this mess. Collecting all of this. We're almost level. We're almost to the point where I wanted to be. Yeah, gotta be even with this one is what I want. So I may actually just start trying to get level with this. And I need to repair this shovel soon. I have definitely been using it. Grab all of the annoying excess blocks that have been around here, and I also think I was going to... I said I was going to level it, but I also said I was going to remove this entire section. So let me just take a look. Now that it's level, I want to take a look and reassess. Good idea when you're terraforming. Always just kind of look around, reassess what you're doing. And... yeah, it doesn't really look like there's much for this section here. There's really no reason for this to be here. So I think I'm gonna cut this off. Because otherwise it's just a weird 1 block wide overhang. Yeah, it doesn't look like it needs to be there. All right, so if we're doing path, which I don't know for sure if I'm gonna build a diagonal bridge. I'm thinking maybe, but I also wanted to see how this all lined up. But having a diagonal bridge from this point to this point, it would be going over the pond, over, you know, the pond, stream, whatever. But again, It's more of, I wanted to see how this area actually came out. If I even need a bridge. I may not do a bridge at all just because it would be a very skinny one, and I don't want the support structure for the bridge to actually be in the way of the water feature. So now we're gonna do a little finessing here. All right, now reassess this edge. Now that I've made an edge, I kind of want to reassess it. I think maybe it needs to round off a little better, I guess. Is that actually the word that I'm looking for, is round off? Come over here, let me take a look at it from a different angle. Could just remove it entirely. Just from here. Go all the way there and just have this straight down. I think that was my original intention, was to remove it entirely. I'm not really seeing a reason that I need all of this because there's not going to be a house here. This is going to mainly be cliff. Any of the housing is going to be on this level. So yeah, I think I need to just eliminate all of this entirely. Okay, that's just gonna be so many more blocks. Okay, so yeah, let's just continue with the somewhat jagged edge that I already have here. Because I did kind of make a little bit of a jagged edge. In fact, I might even build up a bit more of an edge. Let me... Excuse me. That was a cough, not a sneeze. Okay, I'm just gonna build up. Nah, that doesn't look good. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like any of that. No, I don't like this. I want it to be sharp and cliff-like, so no real nice edges. No step downs. Okay, there we go. So now I've made my new line, which is going to be here. And all that's got to go. let's start cutting out that new line, going all the way down as far as I can. Oh, and now we've run into gravel. Dirt's annoying cousin, gravel. Oh, I didn't want to be standing on top of it. I thought I was standing on a block next to it. Still doing this one. And this one. So what this will end up looking like is going to be more of, hold on, without splatting. I didn't splat. That's gonna look more like this. I'm gonna continue this up there. So I'm gonna have an edge and then it's gonna be concave. It'll go in like this and then I'll have this entire pattern up there as well. So that's kind of what I'm going for. That's why I'm making it a very sheer cliff, because I'll come back in and I'll texture it in and I'll make it concave. I'm not gonna make it concave right now. Right now I'm just trying to carve out the actual shape of this and then we'll make it concave. So yeah, just carving it straight down and then we'll go in a little bit. And that'll actually give us a lot more room to then put housing and some villager stuff and little more pathways. Okay, I'm gonna keep some of this path, not really all of it, like that. I'm not gonna keep that. All of this is gone. It's always a good idea to go around and periodically collect your materials, especially if you're spilling out of your inventory. Reduce the lag. All right, now continuing. Alright, time to carve out a new shape. Oop, didn't mean to do that. Getting dark. I'm really the only one that sleeps. I can't be the only one that sleeps. Okay, somebody else was already sleeping. Alright, looks like I have managed to cut through this now. I'm probably gonna need to start thinking about emptying out the sweetberry farm as well. I emptied it out this morning, but now that I've been loading it in, I'm probably gonna need to do it again. All right. Just get rid of some of these. There we go. All right, that's one stack that I opened up. See if I can manage to pick up everything. Almost. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Let me see if I've got some stonemasons I can trade with. I believe we got that one in there. Hi. You have blue. You have blue, yeah. Give me all that. All that. Okay, he wants this. Let me see if I can give him this and he may reset. Is that what you wanted? Okay. We'll see if he resets. I got butchers. Like, here's another mason. He's got black and orange, which I don't want, but I can at least trade him all of this extra stone. He's not gonna last very long, but I can at least get a stone trade out of him. All right. That helped a lot. Got almost a stack of emeralds. Did I actually get that? I did not. Okay, I'm gonna put that there because that is a full shulker box that I'll need to sort out later. And then let's start, I guess, a new one. Well, I buy in game. I don't know if you're actually leaving stream. I'm gonna get this. Oh, we only have the one more layer, I think. Oh yeah, I'm actually I'm done with this. Hold on. All right, now I'm done. Done. Yeah. I just wanted to get that even. I don't mind this little step down. I actually am probably going to improve this just a little bit. Let's see what I can do here. Oh, I'm gonna have to do something about the flowers that I just placed. Yeah. So there we are. Okay. Actually, I'll do that too. Almost quite literally all the flowers that I just placed. It was more for inventory reasons. So yeah, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to eliminate that ugly, ugly nose looking thing. Looks good. So then I'll just make this, I'll refine this. I'll make this a little more concave. Then texture out the stone in the way that it's done down here. That'll look good. And then I'll have all of this area to then link up with the path going up here. So then that path will come down and we'll put something here. We'll probably put a house here. I'm assuming since I've got all of this area right here, at least there will be a house, maybe even two. Probably, let's see, if the path comes down here, path may cut through around there. So I may have a house there and a house there, maybe two small houses. And then there's going to be that water feature. And then the path will continue on that way. So heck yeah, man. Got that done. What was that? It was a bunch of stuff done today, actually. That was a ton. Oh, so much done. That was 2 villager houses that I tore down, a whole cliffside, and then I dug out the section of the water feature that I wanted to add, and then also made that a little bit more pleasing. I will have to do something about just the solid stone layer over there, but more than likely that will also be rocky to coincide with the actual water, the stream that's going down there. So most of this right behind me, right behind my head, will probably be a mixture of stone and dirt. And then I'll add in all those boulders that I was talking about to redirect the river, or to make it look like it was redirected naturally. So yeah, that was a ton done today. I am just a few minutes shy of my 2-hour mark, which I normally stream for. I did say I was going to end a little bit early. 10 minutes. 10 minutes early is not so bad. But I do have to find somebody to raid. Does anybody have any suggestions right now? Anybody that is currently live streaming playing Minecraft? Anybody? Anybody? As the dragon just flies past me. There's a little dumpy dragon there. Big head. That was hilarious. All right, I think I've got somebody that in mind. Do they have immediate ads? No, they don't. Sweet. All right, now let's see if I can actually raid them. All right, we are going to be raiding K-Wordly. It does say that it's a mature stream, but hope you guys enjoy. Give her some Hot Pocket love. Love you. Bye.